This all started with a boy and his bear. Hyde and Closer, Volume 1. Volume 2, the boy learns sorcery. Volume 3, the love interest is introduced. Volume 4, high school friend and rival. Volume 5, crazy Mexican chick that wants to eat his toenails. Volume 6, a badass motherfucker redeeming for his past mistakes. And Volume 7, it all comes together. This is the Hyde and Closer manga series complete review. Let's go. Yo, what's up guys? The Insane Game Freak here to bring you another Insane Manga Corner. The difference with this one will be is instead of like first impressions and initial thoughts like I did for Itsuaribito, this one will be more of a actual full series review, considering I have all the volumes of Hyde and Closer as you just saw, and we're just going to talk about Hyde. Now, for those who know, I've mentioned Hyde and Closer once before, but I have all the volumes now, so I'm going to review the series as a whole. I'm going to avoid spoilers like I usually do, but now that I have a full grasp of what this series is about and how it ends and everything, you'll get a full review. And here we go. Just fuck it. Here we go. So, for those who don't know, Hyde and Closer is a 7-volume series that was published in Shonen Sunday and only lasted for about a year and a half. Something tells me that that has something more to do with, not because the story creator ended the story early, but because the serialization ran out. And you can kind of tell just looking at the ending. So, the whole story of Hyde and Closer is about a boy named Shupain Closer. His grandfather, Azil Closer, was like the greatest sorcerer of all time. Of all time! And he used to frequently travel but come and visit his grandson, Shunpei. And the last time he visited him, which was like 10 years from the last time Shunpei saw him, his last visit he gave him a stuffed animal, a stuffed teddy bear named Hyde. You know, the crazy looking teddy bear you see on the cover. And he went missing after that for 10 years. So after all that, Shupain has grown up. Shupain is pretty much Suna from Hitman Reborn. Actually, the beginning of this feels a lot like Hitman Reborn's beginning, because it's about a scared little boy and like this badass cute thing teaching him how to be manly and shit. But considering this is 7 volumes, we don't have time to dick around like we did with Reborn, where we had 8 volumes of bullshit. This nigga had to man up within the course of like the first fucking volume. Like the first volume, and then like the second volume, it just kept getting better and better. I mean, but the whole story is this. He's 16, he's a coward, and one day some dude sends him a package of a monkey, a toy monkey trying to kill him. And that is when we learn that apparently some dude called the Watcher in the Window has sent out a quote-unquote hit on Shupain Closer, saying that if you eat the heart of Shupain, you will gain all the powers of sorcery. Because what he didn't know is that his grandfather was a sorcerer. And so everyone's trying to kill him. Now obviously he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He's scared out of his fucking mind. Then the teddy bear that he was given comes to life, which you can kind of guess that, and proceeds to wreck shit. The teddy bear is called Hyde, and the way sorcery works in this series is essentially there are different types of sorcery. You can use objects, and you can use like power cores for mediums, like the teddy bears essentially, or toys. And essentially, Azil Closer put a core into Hyde and had Hyde watch over Closer this entire time. And then, you know, when he was in danger, he said, fuck it, let's get up and do some shit. Hyde's personality is literally that of an old mafia boss that views being manly as like the greatest traits you can have. Because all this damn teddy bear ever talks about is have you gotten any cooler? Have you gotten any manlier? Like, like everything he does, it has some type of manly undertone to it, which is actually pretty funny. And so essentially, Hyde is there to protect Closer. And essentially what happens through at least the first part of the series, like the first 4 or 5 volumes, is he's being attacked by like random sorcerers all using their different dolls or whatever the fuck as mediums to attack him, and him having to survive essentially. Like literally the first 5 or 4 volumes of the series is him surviving. And then it turns into from him surviving to him saving his grandfather. I'm not going to explain the plot twist that involves that. Just know that he ends up having to save his grandfather and eventually the entire world. So that's really all you need to know. As I said, I've already explained Shupain and Hyde, so I might as well go into the other characters. Uryu. Yeah, you did hear me right. The girl's name is Uryu. Yes, Uryu from Bleach. Oh my god. Woo! No, she is not like Orihime on any level. I actually like her for many reasons. She, surprisingly, is like a tomboy, but not like the tsundere type of tomboy. Well, no, that's bullshit. Yes, she is. She's kind of tsundere. Like, literally, that's really what it boils down to. She's a girl that Shubei has a mild crush on, but because of how quick the story goes, you see a little bit of it in her introduction-like chapters, and then like you'll occasionally see it through later chapters, and then at the end it's kind of almost blatantly obvious because of a plot twist that involves her. And no, it's not anything stupid like she's God. At least I don't think so. But like she's the type, she's literally like the female version of Hyde to really boil down her personality. She's into all the manly movies. Like there are like smaller stories where she's like fucking hanging out with Closer and Hyde, and they're watching like this manly TV show, and her and Hyde are so into it, and Closer's just like, oh god, it's just pretty funny. But she does help out. I mean, the problem with her is that she's literally set as a human. Like she has no powers, and it's like you're not gonna see that. I'm not gonna say you're not gonna see much of her. I'm just gonna say she's usually there for emotional and like training support, because there is some type of training in here. I'm not gonna go too far into that, but there is a type of training in here. There's also some typical shonen moments that kind of got on my nerves. And now I will get to the next character, Shindo. Okay, so Shindo was actually kind of a weird character for many reasons. Shindo is kind of set up to be the pretty boy, perfect boy character. Shindo, from when we meet him, is known to be, he's a dude who's at Closer School, who just happens to be like the best at everything, like smart as shit, and a fucking like, just an all-around great guy apparently. But the problem with him is that like all the girls will fall for him. And so you're thinking, oh, he's probably a conceited asshole, the Closer has to mellow out. No, he's not. He's actually a very humble dude, and the funny thing about him is that he's also the second person to attack Closer. The reason why he wants the power of the sorcerer actually goes into his quirk. His quirk is he does not give a shit about any other woman, like in terms of romantic clicking, except for Tomika. And Tomika is the name of that doll you saw him holding. This dude fell in love with the doll. And so, if you haven't guessed it by now, he wants the power of Closer to make Tomika human. To marry her, essentially. That's all I'm really going to guess as far as I'm going to go into that. Because going into any further goes into backstory, and I don't want to spoil his kind of change, which you can kind of guess is going to happen because it's shonen. But anyways, we got 2 other characters, and then I'm going to just wrap this bitch up. So next we have my favorite, the beautiful, the great, Anna, the Mexican goddess. Okay, so Anna is like, I'm not going to say she's the third person, but let's just say she's a person who also comes in after Closer's heart. Anna is kind of weird because
If you've seen Zatchbell, the best way to describe her is that she's like the Kanchome and Fulgore. Her and her partner Mikiki, I believe is how you pronounce his name, are like the Fulgore and Kanchome of this series, where they're like allies and cool and shit, but they're probably the weakest out of all of them because of their spells. As I said, each doll has their own particular style. Like fucking Hyde uses a fucking Texas chainsaw. Tomika uses her hair. And Mikiki uses dancing. Now, to explain that, Mikiki actually probably has the biggest variety in what he can do. Because he has like 3 different spells that allows him to use like 3 different abilities. The problem is that he's played off so jokingly that you barely get to see his merits until later. Like a volume later. He has 3 spells that makes him kind of a joke. His first spell is that he can summon bugs. It's not even like they become giant or anything. He just summons like ants and shit. It's it. Like there's a point where they fight where he fights Closer and Hyde's just like, I'm a fucking stuffed animal. You really think bugs are gonna bother me? I can't even feel this. I can feel nothing. Closer's a little freaked out because he doesn't like roaches. But besides that, he's like, what the fuck? The second one is actually done very well. It's, think of Shikamaru Shadow Possession Jutsu. He can like take control of the other person's body and their body sync up. The problem is that he's not smart like Shikamaru, so he can get owned with his own ability really easily. Like they're fighting on the roof, and Anna and Herm are like facing the other side, so all Closer. So when he uses the spell, Closer just has to walk backwards, and he's gonna fall. He's gonna hit the gate or fall off the damn roof. And then the third one he has, it summons lightning. The problem with that one is it just takes too fucking long to use. Anna's actually just pretty funny. I think she's the oldest. It's her or Kazan who are the oldest. But like, she wants the power for Closer to kill someone who kills someone very important to her, who you actually find out who it is, like about a volume after, no, 2 volumes after the fact. And it's like, oh, well that explains a lot. Let's just say she's here's the thing. She's Mexican, but she plays reggae. That's crucial to know. And the afro is from her past. Like, she didn't naturally have an afro. But I like Anna because she's kind of like that chilled, funny type. And for whatever reason, she joined the school just to attack Closer. And then, like, after everything mellowed out, she just stayed. And it was just like, ooh, okay, this is random. But I thought she was cool. Like, I like Anna. I don't know why. I'm just like Anna. And now we get to the final of your main characters. The most badass character in this show, Kazan. Motherfucking G. Literally, he is borderline almost one of my, he is like one of my top characters in this series. Mainly because of his backstory and just because he's like the badass of the group. This is the nigga who, like, here's the thing, he's not even shown as an enemy. He's shown as a dude that Closer runs into randomly, who just happens to be a sorcerer. And, like, I don't want to spoil his backstory, but let's just say he's already converted by the time Closer meets him. I'm not going to explain that in any way, because his backstory was actually pretty fucking cool. Actually, that and the fact that the reason why I call him the badass of the group, because in his introduction story, he gets shot 6 times. 6 fucking times. It's not like, and it's not like those stupid, anime scenes where they shoot the gun and then it pans off into the sky. No. Well, no, they did do that. But then it pans right back and the nigga has 6 holes in his body. Oh, and this nigga's just like, and I'm like, oh my god. I don't know why. I thought it was cool as shit. It's like, Kazan, you were a G. You were a fucking G. Especially when you know his backstory. I just fell in love with the character. He's cool as fuck. Also, there's something he says to Anna in like the 7th volume that I thought was hilarious. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's just Kazan is a G, and his partner, who name escapes me so much right now because you barely hear his name. He has the power to control metal objects by shooting like these little wind up things into the metal object, and it's called Full Metal Reload. That's kind of where his ability lies. But those are your main characters. If any of those intrigue you, I would suggest definitely reading the series. It's short, so I don't want to hear any of that bitching.
about, oh, it's too long. No, it's a short. It's 7 fucking volumes. It's 7 volumes. I think that's like what, 70-something chapters? Yeah, 7 volumes, about 70-something chapters. It has cool stories. If you like characters like Senna from Master 21, you'll like High and Closer, but you'll like it even more because it's quick sped up, like in terms of character development. I will say, at certain points in the manga, it does get annoying, but for a series that is sped up, it was really enjoyable to read for the most part. The Watcher in the Windows. I also like the way they introduce the villains. There's like maybe like 3 real villains in this story, kinda, and that's Renove, Asamodai, and the Watcher in the Window. I'm not gonna explain Asamodai or Renove because they show up in like the last 2 volumes, and to do that would mean I would ruin like the only cool thing about them. I will say they have like the most fucked up introductions in manga I've seen in a minute. They're introduced by the Watcher in the Window, like explaining situations in life and explaining these 2 fucked up worlds to kind of get over his concept of pure evil. And like the concept that he brings up are actually Asamodai's and Renault's backstories, and it's just like, well, that was disturbing, especially Asamodai. Asamodai is a sick fucker. He's a sick fucker. He's a very sick and I'm not gonna explain why, but just know Renault is kind of fucked up, but Asamodai is like fuck you in a ditch kind of fucked up. But anyways, that's really High and Closer. If you like short shonens, you want to read something quick that has a very like generic kind of reminiscent feel, because this feels a lot like at the beginning of it feels like Hitman Reborn, and then like I noticed that like the beginning of it feels like Hitman Reborn, and it has a very lot of akin moments to Zatch Bell. So if you like those things and you like reading a series about sorcery, I say give it a go. It's pretty enjoyable. But that's really all I have to say about High and Closer. So this has been the Insane Game Freak on Insane Manga Corner. That was High and Closer. Tell me if you've read it. And Savage War Panda, I know you've read it, so don't fucking comment. I know. I fucking know. You finished it before I did. But I wanted all the goddamn volumes, damn it. So, anyways, comment with your thoughts and your whole opinion of the series if you read it. And I will, I guess, catch you guys later. I'll also link it down in the description. The first volume, and then if you can read it on Viz Manga. I think Viz Manga has like almost we'll probably have the 7th volume up pretty soon. They have like 1 through 6, but I'm just rambling now. So life's a game. Can't talk. Fuck my life. Life's a game. Play to win. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.